What is the best way to live a life knowing that it ends?
To the fullest.
To the fullest? Anything else?
Like, do everything you want to do. Grab everybody who you want to be with and do it with them. Because you can only share so much solo dolo by yourself. You can only experience so much by yourself. You need your friends there. You need the people who you love in your life to be there. That's it. And grab them by the fucking collar and say, let's go. We're having a blast. Like, I only got so long, or I might have a long time, but regardless, I want to do it with everybody who I want to do it with. What is one goal that you have that if somebody came up and, like, I guess granted you a wish, or you were able to become or be whoever you wanted to be, like, what is that one thing that you, if you could stop everything right now and have your greatest accomplishment achieved, what would it be?
Endless money.
Endless money?
Yeah, endless money.
What would you use it on?
Big houses and, yeah, anything. What's the meaning of happiness?
Well, I've heard it said once that success is getting what you want and happiness is wanting what you get. And I don't think the answer could have been put any more plainly than that, really. Because the way I see it, and I guess the way a lot of religion is put forward is, and I consider myself to be at least somewhat spiritual, is that a lot of you're searching for that contentment, and you're searching for a time and place in life when you're at peace with yourself and everything that surrounds you. And so I really think ultimately at the basis level, happiness is wanting everything, is wanting to surround yourself with everything that you consistently find around you. Are you afraid to be wrong? And if so, why?
I think I'm definitely afraid to be wrong because, well, I guess it depends in what kind of setting, but in classes, I'm definitely afraid to be wrong sometimes because you don't want to look stupid. But I also think that you kind of have to accept being wrong sometimes, otherwise you can't get things done. Because only by being wrong can you find out what's right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's probably better to be wrong and find out than go on thinking what you think is right, isn't it? But yeah, I think everybody's a bit afraid to be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm afraid to make mistakes in the sense that, like, get something wrong, but I'd be afraid to, like, say something and it be wrong, yeah.
Should capital punishment be abolished in the whole of the United States? Why or why not?
I think it should be abolished. I think that typically the reason people advocate capital punishment if someone's committed some atrocious crime, and usually it's murder of multiple people. I mean, sometimes it's treason, but I think that's pretty rare. But it is usually murder of people or a ton of people, and so they think that's wrong, so that's why they want to punish it. So I don't see how doing the same thing back to that person is right in any way. And while I do think that they should be severely punished, and they should definitely be put away forever, you know, indefinitely, life imprisonment, that's fine, but I guess just from what I believe, I don't think it's right to take anyone's life, especially because you can't, I guess in all cases you can't have proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and sometimes that happens. People's lives are taken. I'm sure it's happened before where they didn't in fact commit a crime. If there is no absolute truth, how should one live their life?
Well, I guess if there's no absolute truth, it's up to you to find your own truth. So, I mean, you have to live by the truth that you make up for yourself, and that's as good enough of a truth as you can actually ever find. Is it better to live short but well, or long but poorly?
Actually, I'd rather live a long life poorly, just because I feel like being alive is such an important thing that no matter how you live it, it's still better than being dead. And I mean, I'm obviously assuming that living a long life poorly doesn't mean extremely poorly, doesn't mean you're going to be tortured every day or something like that. but assuming it's poorly but not unbearably bad, I'd rather live a long life poorly. Is there anything you're more afraid of than dying right now?
I say the only thing I fear more than dying right now is not living up to my potential.
Any reason why?
I feel like when you die it's over, but like if you don't live up to what you're supposed to be, then you have to live with that for the rest of your life. How do you define success?
I would say it's different for everyone. So everyone has different goals and things that they want to do. So I guess you have to set your own goals, and if you meet those and you're successful in that regard. There are certain goals though that I think society stresses over others, and that's why sometimes we think of success as only making a lot of money or finishing college.
I don't know, I think that as long as you gain something from it, you're successful. Regardless if like you fail to meet your own personal expectation, or you fail in the sense that you don't make money or you don't like get the highest achievement, I think that as long as you've learned something, you've been successful, or as long as you can like take something from the experience. In terms of what you put on Facebook, like your information and stuff like that, does Facebook own that information or do you own that information? So can they sell it? Do they have the right to or not?
I think your personal information is really valuable. I know in my family, like, identity theft has been something that's happened to my parents, and that's a very scary thought. So I think it depends on the information given, but I don't think anyone has the right to sell your information, including Facebook. What scares you the most?
I'm most afraid of not having a positive impact on the people around me.
Okay, any reason why?
I'm sorry?
Any reason why?
I guess it's just really important to me that I live a life in which others can benefit from my interaction with them, and that I don't harm people that I interact with. Do you think it's a corporation's primary responsibility to make money or to be environmentally responsible?
I think ideally we would all hope that a corporation would try to be socially and environmentally responsible, but I think that the bottom line is that they're probably in for making a profit. However, I think it's probably in their best interest and it would gain more support and probably more profits if they marketed themselves and did do some things for the community that were beneficial to the environment. I was wondering if you thought that it's fair for insurance companies to use your genetic information, like genetic screening, in determining your policy and if you're accepted or denied.
I don't think it's fair for insurance companies to have access to genetic information because it seems unjust for one person to pay more for something they can't help, since you can't help your genetics. How do you feel about celebrities making millions and millions of dollars every year when doctors and teachers make not even a fraction of that?
I think it depends on the celebrity because it's such a vast field that some celebrities got their fame through doing really good work, and then there are others who, you know, just got famous through stuff like reality TV and didn't really contribute anything to society. So I think you need to measure that based on how much a celebrity really contributed to, you know, his or her society, and that can be measured in a lot of different ways through, you know, if they develop the arts or music, or if they, you know, made a scientific contribution. I think in that sense it can kind of be a gray line, so that like the best doctors can become celebrities. But overall, I think that I don't think it's right that teachers and doctors make so little when they're their job is so altruistic.
Yeah.
Said
I guess if there's
Actually, I'd read.
I say that.
I think